medicine and surgery. We excel in the oil industry. We are noted for excellence. Biafra means excellence. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to the podium for the fourth reading one of our own, who with her legs has excelled to do the fourth reading for us. I want to call on our own great footballer, Carlo Pachola, to come to the podium and present the fourth reading on this Memorial Day. A round of applause for him.
All hail Biafra. May our struggle never be in vain. Amen. I'm taking the fourth reading. In particular, they remind us that our lives are to be lived in accordance with divine providence and ready to lay it down for the cause of Biafra and salvation. In humanity, that we are diligently to work while it is yet day, so that when the call comes to lay down our tools, we may found ready to enter into the kingdom of Chukwokika, our God. Where is his light? We shall see light. We remember the falling of our Biafrans armed service. We remember the victim of terror and tragedy. We remember the millions of defenseless women, men, and children born in the market, strafed in their death in schools and hospitals by Soviet mage and piloted by Egyptians. We remember WOI Elijah Anosike.
We remember
S. Sergeant Ewum Ejiogu.
We remember.
We remember WO11 Indarike Uyam.
We remember.
We remember Sergeant Division Njoko.
We remember.
We remember Sergeant Silvanus Ezeku.
We remember.
We remember Ivan Jim Udo.
We remember.
We remember Captain Corporal Pius Dike.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Michael Akudike.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Johnson Agu.
We remember. Last corporal.
Yeah, we remember the last corporal, Gabriel Okezie. And we remember Sergeant Mbanifo Lawrence Ofonu.
We remember.
Using a lightning candle, raise it up facing the east. We say, may their souls, may their courage be our inspiration and strength. We say,
a round of applause for Pachola. Fellow Biafrans and great Oduduwas, great Ambazonians. We are still on the move on this 31st May of our Memorial Day celebration. Those days, between 67 and 70, many of us, like me, if you can look at that gruesome picture there, you will see where I'm lying down, where Kwashoko is doing me many things. And people who saw the mother of mothers, who experienced this, who knew the pain of childbirth. Sylvia Chinwe.
All hail Biafra.
the fifth reading. When we sorrow for our loss, let us lift up our hearts in thanksgiving for their sacrifice. Fight well fought, life well spent, and work well done. Let us humbly pray that we may be given grace, strength, and wisdom to enable us to perform our duty in the pathway of Biafran quest, and life service. May the darkness of their loss not obscure the light of our peace. They were in love with the land of Biafra, and we are in love with life. For the agony, the tears, the mothers and fathers, and the children were massacred. We remember Lieutenant Captain David Ishikwuma.
We remember.
Pilot Felix Onyekwe.
We remember.
Pilot Isreal.
We remember.
Sergeant Celestine Okafor.
We remember.
Lieutenant Captain William. Oh, sorry. Last Corporal William Malani.
We remember.
Pilot Innocent.
We remember.
Last Corporal Josiah Onyejiaka.
We remember.
W.O. Joseph Mba.
We remember.
Last Corporal Matthew Njumike.
We remember.
Senior Sergeant Joseph Ibekwe.
We remember.
Using a lighted candle raised up facing the east, we say, eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May the source of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace.
Thank you.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Fellow Biafrans, I'm here to present the sixth reading, and it goes this way. By the light of divine countenance, we shall then pass without fear in the face of our adversaries through the valley of the shadow, and at the last shall receive the reward of true virtue, of truth and honesty, and acquire the possession of Biafra land and of an immortal inheritance. For death cannot keep us from the face of Chukwokika Biama, whose strong grip will free us from Nigeria bondage and lift us out of shadow into the light that cannot die. In the numberless towns and villages in Nigeria and the rest of Africa and elsewhere in Europe and Asia, where we have lived, in too many of them we have endured cruel suffering, died in the hands of our fellow human beings just because of who we are. We remember Sergeant Afeboro. We remember Sergeant Peter Bassi.
We remember.
We remember Sergeant Robert Bassi.
We remember.
We remember Sergeant Michael Uche.
We remember.
We remember Sergeant Boniface Njamanzi.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Timothy Isieyi.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Sunday Amoli.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Anthony Amoli.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Paul Odaku.
We remember.
We remember Corporal Festus Wadika.
We remember.
Now, using a lighted candle, raise it up facing the east. We say, some will have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory, a wound that does not heal. May their courage be our inspiration and strength. In the name of Chukwokika Abiama.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you very much.
We are gradually approaching. I wish to call upon our own Mazi Oliver Mbako. A round of applause for him to present the seventh reading. Being ambassador.
There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy.
You fought like a soldier, and you died like a soldier.
Yes.
You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a fervent soldier, benevolent soldier. My brother, you will live on.
Nigerian government think once they kill us, we run away. No.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
May the soul of our gallant Ikonso continue
To fight.
till the 2,000 heads are accomplished. Then he will rest in peace.
Say,
All hail Biafra.
all hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
I'm taking the second reading, the seventh reading. Generation of victims and martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth. What can we say? What can we do? How do we bear the unbearable or accept what life has for our people? We know that all that was born must die. But how do we compare the slow passage of time with the carnal slaughter and the starvation of millions of innocents cut off before their time? They lived with faith and hope. Not all, but most. I'm sure most died with faith.
Didn't me have you funny?
In life, in the goodness that evil flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to increase the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense, that life and soul endure beyond their body death. We remember Corporal Williams Abata.
We remember.
Corporal Okori Abo.
We remember.
Corporal Wilfred Azubike.
We remember.
Corporal Reginald Green.
We remember.
Corporal Joseph Adaka.
We remember.
Last Corporal Salas Ozomba.
We remember.
Last Corporal Maurice Ibokwe.
We remember.
Pastor Joseph Ibe.
We remember.
Pastor Colinus Uwoha.
We remember.
Pastor John Ekejoba.
We remember.
Using a lighted candle, raise it up facing the east. We say, may their courage be our inspiration and strength.
We say,
Fellow Biafrans, summarily we are trying to round up with the prayer summit. Almighty and most merciful Chukwokika Abiyama, in whom we live and move and have our own being, and before whom all men must hereafter appear to render account of their deeds, the way one day both Wike, both Devil Omahi, all of them that are killing us will render account one day before the gracious Chukwokika Abiyama. We do most earnestly beseech thee, Almighty God, to impress upon our minds the solemnity and infirmity of this day. May we ever remember that this, in the midst of our lives, we are in death, and so live and act and separate, that we may have no cause for sorrow or fear when the hour of departure is at hand. And on this we commit our being in pursuit of Biafran nation, that the souls of those who have died may find rest in the presence of Chukwokika Abiyama. May the souls of the faithful departed and the souls of all that are being slaughtered because of what they believe, through the mercy of God, rest in perfect peace.
All hail Biafra.
all hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Please, I want our musical group to perform a little, after which our guests, the Odua Nation and the Ambazonians, they have a word of consolation and a kind of, if they have something to tell the Biafrans in Israel, we were expecting to hear from them. So meanwhile, I want our
players to perform a little bit while we dance around, because this is a burial that we are doing. We need to dance out there for them. So, are you guys through? Okay, now one.
We are not afraid because nobody will shoot us here in Israel. Nobody will shoot us.
show for